Alright guys, this video is to explain to you the position sizing guide that I made for you guys. That's what you're going to use to for your position sizing according to the amount of money you have in your account. Do not deviate from what I gave you and what's written in that PDF. And before I explain the PDF, I want to go over two important concepts in trading, and basically it's loss, the likelihood of X amount of losses in a row, and the risk of ruin, like how many trades will take for you to go from whatever your account is to zero. They call that risk of ruin, right? So first, let's go and this is an article in New Trader University that they basically calculated the probability of X amount of um, losses in a row within 100 trades. And basically, what they do is they do a standard calculation. They have the yellow that you see here. It's a standard deviation above, standard deviation below. Um, and they basically calculate for you the likelihood that you're gonna have X amount of losses in a row, right? According to your win rate. So our win rate is gonna be here. It's gonna be around 60%. So the likelihood that you're gonna have one loss within 100 trades is 100%. And the likelihood that you're gonna have two losses in a row within those 100 trades is 100% likely that you're gonna have two losses in a row. And also three losses in a row is 100% likely. So within those 100 trades, right? The likelihood that you're gonna have four losses in a row starts from this point on. It's gonna start diminishing. The losses in a row, the likelihood of losses in a row. So for four, there's a 92% chance that you're gonna have within those 100 trades four losses in a row. 63% chance that you're gonna have five losses in a row. 32% chance that you're gonna have six losses in a row. 7% chance that you're gonna have 14 losses in a row, and so on, all the way down to um, the likelihood of you having 9 and 10 losses in a row is within those 100 trades is basically non-existent. 2%, 1%, that's basically non-existent. So all the time that I've been trading, I only seen one person have 10 losses in a row, and it wasn't me. Somebody that I was watching, that person had 10 losses in a row. That's the only time I have ever seen that. Now, um, so having said that, there's a concept called risk of ruin, right? And my FX book has a risk of ruin calculator. Basically, that means that when you put up a trade, um, when you have a certain amount of capital, let's say $100, right, and you're risking, let's say 5% per trade, what's the likelihood that you're gonna lose enough trades in a row to ruin, to basically lose all your money? They call that blowing up your account, right? So the win rate. So let's calculate it. Our win rate is gonna be above 60%, but let me just use 60%, right? And let's say that we're risking 5% of let's calculate it with $100, $100 capital. So if you're risking 5%, every time you win double that, so it's $10. The average win, the average loss is gonna be $5. So that's 5% of $100. Rate 5% on what's the low flow? So that's you calculated that those levels, the likelihood that you're gonna lose what percentage of your account. So let's put 100% of your account, okay? And let's say that we have 100 trades, number of trades, 100 trades, right? 100 trades. So basically, with a win rate of 60%, starting with a capital of $100, 60%, you're gonna win 60% of your trades. You're gonna lose 40% of your trades. Your average win is gonna be $10. Your average loss is gonna be $5. Your risk per trade is gonna be 5%. So you're risking $5 to win 10. And you wanna calculate the loss level of 100% of your account over the life of 100 trades. So let's calculate it. So the risk of ruin is basically 0%. 0%. So the likelihood you're gonna lose your account is basically 0%. Now there's another interesting calculator, the compounding calculator, right? So let's say you start the $500 capital, right, to trade, right? And you trade you do 100 trades, right? 100 trades. It's about, let's say, 150. So you're gonna do more than that in a year. So this is roughly a year of wins, right? This is not accounting the losses, but the wins. And if you're risking, I'm just gonna do a standard number, 5%, or let's say 3%. Let's go with 3%. It's more reasonable. If you risk 3%, every time you win, 6%. So you gain in 6%. Okay? And let's calculate over 150 trades. You start with 500, and at the end of that year, you potentially could have almost $3 million. But this is deceiving because when you get to a certain level, you're not gonna be risking that much money. To get to that level, you're gonna be risking a lot of money. So let's do something more realistic. 150, and you're risking 1.5%, so you're gaining 3%, right, per trade. This is more realistic. And at the end of the 150 trades, you're gonna have around $40,000. Right, that's compounding your capital, interest compounding your capital. So now let's go to the document that I shared with you. I'm gonna read it. Position sizing rule. Position sizing guide. Risk per trade. This is what you're going to risk every time you put in a trade, right? So this is the position sizing guide that we are going to use to trade. Check the amount of capital in your account and use the correct percentage of your capital for each trade when calculating the position sizing using the MyFX book app, right? Basically, if you have from $100, if your capital is between $100 and $5,000, you always going to risk 5%. You're always going to risk 5%, right? So for you to lose this capital, right, it will take you around 22 trades, 22 losses in a row, basically 22 losses in a row, which is, as you saw before, 10 losses in a row. It's basically, this doesn't exist, basically. So you have to lose 22 times in a row to lose this capital, right? So between 5,000 and 15,000, you're gonna lower your percent risk to 3%. At that level, you need 36 losses in a row to lose that money. When you get to 15,000, between 15,000 and 25,500, whatever you see there, 25,500, you're gonna lower your risk to 2% of your capital per trade. That's what you're gonna risk, right? So at that level, you need 54 losses in a row to lose your capital, and so on. From 25,500 to 40,000, you're gonna lower down to 1.5. From 40,000 to 60,000, you're gonna lower down to 1% of your capital per trade. from 60,000 to 100,000, you're gonna lower. You're gonna risk 0.75% of your trading account per trade, and the last level is going to be when you pass $100,000. After you pass $100,000, is basically 0.5%. You're gonna risk 0.5% per trade for the duration. After this amount, you should be taking money out. You shouldn't have an account larger than you can have more than one account, but not each one of those accounts should not be larger than 130,000. And for you to lose this amount of money, risking this percent of this amount of money, it will take you 220 losses in a row. 220 losses in a row. So after you have compounded your trading account past 130,000, the position sizing slash risk per trade should remain at 0.5 of your trading account per trade. Yeah. Okay. So this is what I share with you guys. Save this. So I'll show you how to use it. If you have your account is between 1% and 5,000, you're gonna risk 5%, and this is how you use it. When you go to MyFX book, the calculator, this is obviously the the desktop version, but you have the app. Let's say the pay trade and this whatever. It's the CAD JPY. Your currency is always gonna be USD. The account size you have, it's like you have $500 in your account size, right? So $500 falls between 100 and 5,000. So you should be risking 5%. Right? So risk ratio, 5%. Right? This is the stop loss in pips that you should know how to calculate. Let's say usually the stop loss is not gonna be more than 25 pips, but let's say it's 25, right? You're gonna calculate it, and this is all directly related to your capital, how much money you have, and the risk ratio according to how much money you have. So basically, it's telling you that for that position, you're gonna put 0.14 lots. You're gonna risk 0.14 lots. So it tells you how much money you're actually risking. You're risking 25 to make 50. And I'll do it again for you guys. So let's say you have $6,000 now in your trading account, right? You go here, so you obviously pass $6,000 is between 5,000 and 15,000. So now you go down, your risk is gonna go down to 3%, right? Let's do it with 3%. Now you have $6,000. Alright, so now you go down to 3%. The same amount of stop loss in pips, 25. You calculate, and now it's just giving you a different number, and this is all dynamically generated. You're risking $180 to make what is it, 360? 360, and then for that trade, for that particular trade, you gotta put up, your position size is gonna be 1.01 lots. 1.01 lots. Alright guys, so save. This is the Word version that I made, but I uploaded a PDF version. This is your Bible. This is your Bible, and you will get here. Alright, so that's about it for now, guys.